Here we go. So we're going to kind of shift gears a little bit, and we're going to move into writing linear equations, right? So using slope-intercept form as our answer. Do you guys remember slope-intercept form? Oh, nice. Y equals mx plus b. So we got to know that. And what we're going to use is we're going to be using point-slope form to get there. All right, here's point-slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x of 1. And you have to know those. They're not going to give you those, okay? I'm hoping that you have at least this one memorized, y equals mx plus b. And this one, you know, you've done this a lot, whether it's in my class or previous classes at Cristo Rep. All right, so let's look at number 1. Number 1 says we have a line that has a slope of 1 over 7. So I'm going to write down m equals 1/7. All right, and it passes through the point 8, 1. So my point is 8, 1. So go ahead and write down point slope form. Now, when you've done this, your teacher, including myself, has asked you to not put anything in y or in x. So you're only going to put stuff into m or x sub 1 and y sub 1, like the little subscripts. Okay? I think he's next. Yeah, you can finish it. And then he'll go and then you go. All right, so y minus, what is our y value? It's 1. So when you do this, notice I write y minus 1, all right, which can be weird because that 1 is a positive, but what symbol do you see in front of it? Subtraction, right? So just make sure you're thinking opposite. Growth. Thank you. Great. So Luke said if this had been -1, you would have written y plus 1. So think opposite. All right. Replace m with 1/7. Nitahe. Just wait till I'm done. Okay. And what is our x value? It's 8. So I'm writing x minus 8. You got to think opposite. Now, this is the answer, but it's not the answer. I know. This is right. If I type this into a graphing calculator and graphed it, it would have a slope of 1/7, and it would go through 8, 1. Well, the reason you have to keep going is because the problem says to write the equation in slope-intercept form. I know, right? More algebra. So let's distribute the 1/7 to get 1/7 times x. What is 1/7 times 8? What am I going to write for 1/7 times 8? 8/7. Nice, Luke. Well done. Good, Emmanuel. 8/7. Right, because the idea is if this 8 is going to multiply by the number at the top. So 8 times 1 is 8. All right? How do I get that y by itself? Not divide it. Not subtract it. It says subtracted. Add it. Add 1. It's one of them. So y equals 1/7 x. And I'll do this work over here to like a little sidebar here. Can I do that? If it's a question about this, I'm happy to answer. Okay. Now, I wrote this to the side here in case you're having trouble with this. All right? In order to add or subtract fractions, you must have what? A common denominator. Very good. And this 1 doesn't even have a denominator. How can I rewrite 1 so it has a denominator of 7? Not 1/7. No, you're getting closer. 7/7. Exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth, Miriam. Well done. 7/7 is 1. So this is the same thing. Everybody okay with that? Okay? Once you have the same denominator, then you know that's going to be the answer in the bottom. What is -8 plus positive 7 up here at the top. Negative 1. So you're going to write minus 1, 7. This is what I would be typing into my solution box. Questions? I know, right? Questions on number 1. Is it too much? I don't think it is. Any questions on number 1? I got one more to do. One more. Let's do number 2. Here we go. We have a line that passes through 2 points. All right? And it says to write the equation of this line in slope-intercept form. I'm going to use point-slope form. Right? I'm going to use point-slope form. So I need to have a point and a slope. Do I have a point? Yeah, I actually have how many points? I have 2 points. I got an extra point. Only need 1, right? Only need 1 point. How do I find the slope? How do I find the slope? The change in your y over the change in your x. This is how I write it. Right? Do you see the second y value here of negative 4? I'm going to put that as my y subscript 2 minus my first y value here, which is 2. Is it okay if somebody else wrote 2 minus negative 4? If somebody else wrote 2 minus negative 4, is that okay? Yes, it is okay. All right, but their denominator would be different than mine. My denominator is going to be 5 minus negative 3. Sorry. Their denominator would be negative 3 minus 5. You should, in theory, get the same slope. Let's see. What's negative 4 minus 2? Negative 6. And what's 5 plus 3? 8. If you reduce that, you get negative 3/4. Hey, girls, I'm almost done, right? This is my last one. Thanks. You got 1/4? You did something wrong. The other way should not be 1/4. The other way would be 2 minus a negative 4, which would be positive 6. And then the other one would be negative 3 minus 5 should be negative 8. So 6 over negative 8 is still negative 3/4. So something happened. All right. Now we have our slope. Which point would you like to use? It doesn't matter. Which point would you like to use? Would you like to use negative 3, 2 or 5, negative 4? Okay. Most students will choose the first one. That's fine. So y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x1. Awesome. Let's plug in what we know. What is my y value in the point that you chose? It's 2. So I'm going to write y minus 2. Because you got to think opposite there. Equals m we just found was negative 3/4. What is my x value? It's negative 3. So when I write it down here, what I gotta think opposite, what am I writing down? Plus 3. Nice. All right, remember, this is the answer, but they want me to do some algebra to put it into slope-intercept form. So copy down the left side. Let's distribute the negative 3/4. Do you know what negative 3/4 times 3 is? What's negative 3/4 times 3? It is negative 9/4. Very good, Jasmine. Nice. All right, multiply the 3 times the 3 on the top. I didn't hear. I'm sorry. Let's add 2 to the other side. All right, so Miriam helped us out on the last one where she told us that 7/7 was the same as 1. Now we're doing negative 9/4 plus 2. How do I rewrite this 2 with a denominator of 4? What would be rewriting the number 2 to have a denominator of 4. Maybe Miriam can help us out again, right? We said 7 over 7 was 1. How do I rewrite 2 if I want to have a denominator of 4?
That would be 8 over 4.
It would be 8 over 4, Miriam. Well done. Right? Because what is 8 divided by 4? It's 2. So that's why that works. Okay? So same thing. You know it's going to be 4 in the denominator. What is negative 9 plus 8? What is negative 9 plus 8? Negative 1. So all right, minus 1/4. And that is it.